2020, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. BTC 5910 on Bybit. In today's content, we're going to talk about BTC and we're going to talk about Tezos, Bitcoin Cash, Ripple XRP, Litecoin, Ethereum, and so on, right? So as you can see on the screen, that's a weekly chart. Let's take a look at it on Binance first. So we're going to talk about the volume. So we got a very good volume last week. Weekly volume was like 1.18. That's a lot. That's the biggest buying pressure on Binance history. So it is something like we just gotta pay clear attention to. Even the buying pressure we got. Hey, what's up, Clay? What's up, Robert? So even the buying pressure we got, like the low 3K, wasn't even that big. It wasn't even that big. So it is like almost, let's see, we got like 500,000 roughly. So it is twice bigger. So it is quite a lot. So it is something like we're just gonna have to pay clear attention to within the next few weeks, just like what happened low 6K, mid 6K, right? So you can see the buying pressure we had just by this area was like a pretty much very big. So let's just be cautious within this range. After the next, if we're gonna get this drop, we could be seeing like a very big volume on a weekly basis, and it could trigger within the next few weeks another uptrend. Okay, another uptrend, and I'm gonna talk about that uptrend before we dive into the lower degree. Okay, so let's go on. Let's take a look at it on Bitstamp, not Coinbase. So let's take a look at it on Bitstamp, and we take a look at the bigger picture, right? The bigger picture, as I said, right? We got a three-way move pullback from like a 20K. We got a big sell-off, as you can see. That was we got a big sell-off, three-way move pullback, and we got another impulse wave move, and this is a corrective move right there. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, this correction could go all the way down to like a 3K or even break it, but the most probable scenario, let's say, just to be sure, because we're not sure if like this move can break 3K or not, but even if it breaks 3K, it is still gonna be okay, right? But let's assume like we're gonna get a support just about 2,500 to a 3K area. So after we get this support, we can anticipate another impulse wave move. Okay, another impulse wave which could either break 14K or even retest 14K, because I don't think like a 10.5 gonna be any issue. Like if we find a support at low 3K, basically 10.5 gonna be a big issue. We're most likely gonna break a 10.5 and try to retest the top. If we break the 14K area, we're just gonna take a look at it, right? After this big move to the upside, we could anticipate, I just made a video right about this correction. We could anticipate another basically a sell off to the downside. So that's a macro scale. It is not something like, guys, you want to anticipate like within the next few days or so on, but at least for the short term, if you're huddling, you want to pay attention to this structure. Okay, pay attention to it. You do not want to wait for like a $50,000 BTC if we're going up. It is it is basically telling you it is time to sell. Okay, it is time to sell. So you guys remember a few weeks back, right? When we got this sell-off, after we got this, let's do this. Okay, so after we got this pump, what I told you guys, you can see in terms of wave analysis, right? This is what we were expecting. Okay, so it is not like something we just started talking about. We said we're gonna get this move, and after what, we're gonna get this move. So if we get this move to the downside, if like what we've been expecting, this move to the downside all the way down to 4,200, if we got it already, right, why we need to like look for lower numbers? Okay, we just have to be honest to ourselves. We've been looking for this move. If we drop down to this areas, right, we're gonna look for this move. So now we got this move, so we just have to look for this move. And if I play it, I don't need to play it, but you guys already see it. We got the big dump, so we just have to anticipate the next move to the upside. That's a macro scale, guys. So you're gonna find like very few people, okay, thinking about the macro scale like this. Most people, they just anticipate like the next drop, like let's say, you know, everybody's anticipating BTC to dump, right? But if BTC dumps, right, most people are not gonna tell you what type of move we're gonna get, okay? They just gonna say, oh, you know, we find a support, the volume is good, blah blah blah, and then you're gonna find a very few analysts in the market, okay, giving you like this type of analysis. Just like I told you when BTC was at 10.5 twice, guys, 10.5 twice, I told you we're gonna drop, okay? Most people have been looking for what, 14k, 16k, 20k. Now everybody's looking for what, 2k, 1k, and so on, right? Even myself, I'm looking for it. But in terms of timing, we might not get it now, okay? We might not get it now. So you got to keep that in mind. We're about to get a very big move. I'm gonna keep saying it, be cautious. You guys know I'm a doom boy. I've been looking for these low numbers forever, but the structure I'm relying on is telling me, is screaming buy, okay? It's screaming buy. So you better buy now before you basically miss the bottom. And of course, I'm not telling you how to spend your money. I'm just telling you what the chart is basically screaming, you know, what the chart is telling us, right? So, hey, what's up, Johnson? I mean, not Johnson, John. What's up, Korean Batusai? Leo in the house. So let me know who else in the house. You know, it seems like we got all the Doom boys in the house. So Doom boys only show up when when we're dumping. So it's kind of crazy, right? So guys, I'm telling you guys, I'm just gonna say it as it is. I know the market is bearish, but we're gonna get a big move to the upside very soon, okay? So do not sleep on BTC. It could even be like a 60 to like a you know, the move we already got the last few days is already, let's see, was already 90%, okay? We can even get 150% move in one day. Something like that, guys. So you guys remember the 40% move was kind of like amazing, but take a look at how small this candle is now, okay? Everybody was like, now was the time to go to the moon, right there, right? And I told you that's the biggest fake out of all time, right? And look at it right now, how small this candle is, right? So can you imagine if you just have to replicate another big candle like this, okay? You know, another big candle like this on a weekly basis, it could just break all this, you know, all these basically resistances, and then retest like a 14k or even 16k, okay? I think that move is coming very soon. So be cautious if you're shorting. Like right now I'm shorting, okay? Yes, I'm shorting because I'm expecting low 4k to a high 3k, right? But at the same time, I'm very cautious. I got my stop loss, right? And I've been shorting since 75, so you can see I got my stop loss, and I'm waiting for BTC basically to retest this low, and I'm gonna get out because I do not want to get kicked out, you know, if that move gonna be coming within the next few days or so, right? So let me take a look at the chart. Let me take a look at the chart room again. So, and please do not fall for that nonsense. I'm just telling you, the next nonsense you're gonna hear in the market is like, oh, BTC is back above what? BTC is back above the 21 EMA weekly. Do not fall for that nonsense. I'm just telling you, like, when BTC was at 10.5, I told you we're gonna drop and we're gonna pump back up. And once we pump back up, do not fall for that nonsense. We're above the 21 EMA, we're gonna go to the moon. None of that. Okay, we're gonna pump back above it, right? We're gonna be above the 21 EMA, and we're still gonna drop. You see what I'm saying? I'm telling you guys, like, I'm very confident about this move. I could be wrong, but like, you know, since like we've been very consistent over the last few months, so let's just stay consistent, right? And talking about the weekly, one of the reason basically one of the reason why I'm pretty confident about this move, like, because it is something like we've been talking about since, let's see, since when, right there, since like since like a December, okay, like a mid-December. So, and you take a look at it on the 4-day chart, right? On the 4-day chart, I told you, if like we're gonna get this crossover, we're gonna get a sell-up, the 21 EMA, and basically 100 EMA crossing over, we're gonna get a dump, right? And guess what? we already got the dump even before the crossover. So guys, you can see that we already got the dump before the crossover. Now we're about to get the crossover again. What can you expect, right? We could expect a dump, right? At least a retest of this low, right? But once we retest the low, how do you know, we basically bottoming, right? You just have to switch back to your weekly time frame, and we could get the weekly time frame crossing over within the next few weeks. And as soon as we get the crossover, okay, it could be the basically it could be the bottom, just like what we got right there, okay, just like what we got back in 2015. You can see we got the basically the crossover. What happened, right? The same week we got the crossover, that's when we bottom. Okay, that's when we bottom, and then we went to the upside, and then continue the bull market, right? But let's see. I don't think this time if we bottom, we're going to be going to the moon, at least for the short term. I'm still going to be bearish until basically my structure telling me it is time to go to the moon, right? It is no longer time to go to the abyss. Bitcoin is going to BitConnect. So basically this guy is saying Bitcoin is going to zero, right? So, but let's see. Okay, I don't think we're going to go to zero, but somebody says Clay Atkins, big move up even if markets continue crashing Monday. Yes, we're gonna make a big move, guys, so don't be too bearish. You guys know I'm a doom boy, so if a doom boy is basically becoming a moon boy, you better pay clear attention. so you better pay clear attention, right? Hyperdimensional is in the house. 3D. Yeah, too much nonsense. Don't fall for those nonsense, guys. We're gonna be some moon boys when everybody's trying to be basically trying to be basically doom boys and looking for those lower numbers. We're gonna get those low numbers. Okay, it's not like I'm saying we're not gonna drop down to like 1800, but I'm saying the possibility of getting a support right there, right, from 31 to 25, 24, right, and down. Okay, I'm not giving exact number, but I'm saying all the way down to these areas is and rebounding back is very probable. Okay, that's a very, very probable setup. And I showed you that move like on gold, silver, so and all that good stuff, right? So let's see. All right, so let's take a look at the monthly support. If like we drop below 3K, the monthly support probably going to be like a 2784, which is like this red line you're seeing. It's not a random red line. It is your monthly 100 EMA, right? So you see why I'm looking for a support below 3K, right, down to like a 25. So we got the monthly 100 EMA right there, just about 2784. So, but most of the time BC doesn't respect these respect these moving averages. You can see like on the 200 EMA we still breach it, right? So we can break it and retest like a 24 or so on, right, 25 range. So at least for the short term, that's what I see. It looks beautiful on the monthly basis. So as you can see, this is a very beautiful setup, guys. So but if you don't pay attention to your macro structure, you're not going to be able to see it, right? You're going to be panicking if we break 3K and so on, right? Because you're going to be like St. Crypto said we're going to go down to 1800. Yes, we're going to go down to 1800 to $1,000, but it's not going to be a straight line. Okay, it's not going to be a straight line. Somebody is hoping for a 3K entry before a beautiful bounce to the upside. Yes. Okay, let's see. We got a very good probability of mooning, right? And everybody gonna be surprised because the market, the Dow gonna be dropping, BC gonna be pumping. Nobody gonna understand what's going on. they're gonna call it like decoupling and all that nonsense, guys. I'm just telling you the narrative before you get the narrative, okay? If we get this move, they're gonna be like, oh, BTC decoupled from the you know, from the market, and you know, that's why BTC is basically a store of value. You know, the market is crashing, BTC is pumping, and all those nonsense, right? You're gonna hear it, right? And you're gonna believe it, and you know, the having hype, you're gonna get it, and you know, you're gonna forget about the true story. You know, you're gonna forget about like what the chart is telling you, because the chart already told you, right, we're gonna drop. So now you believe like we're gonna drop, but you're not gonna believe like we can pump back up, right? You see what I'm saying? So let's see, guys, let's see. But if we get this one, guys, it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be a very beautiful setup. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, I'm looking forward to it. So let's take a look at the monthly volume. Monthly volume on Bitstamp. Monthly volume on Bitstamp looking great. Okay, and I know somebody mentioned it. I mentioned it. I think Hejin Lee also been talking about it forever, about the volume decreasing, price going up, but most people did not pay attention. I also told you it is not something like you want to play with. If you don't understand volume, you're going to be like, we're going to the moon. But we told you a long time ago, this is not time to go to the moon, right? So volume is increasing. That's a very good sign, at least on a monthly basis. But on a weekly basis, basically bulls are you know, taking over slowly, okay, slowly, and we could get a similar structure just like what we got right there, okay, just like what we got right there. Okay, you can see like after this big sell-off, what happened next, the buying pressure on the weekly basis, you can see it was bigger, okay, was bigger, and the volume all of a sudden started dropping. People did not understand what was going on, right? And I was like, guys, we're going to the moon, guys. We're gonna get a very, very big volume. Whenever you're correcting, right, volume has to decrease, okay? Whenever you're correcting, volume has to decrease. So it wasn't like BTC was bearish, but BTC was setting up for a big move to the upside, right? So let's keep that in mind, right? If we get this move like this, okay, if you get this move like this and start moving slowly and volume start decreasing like this, guys, buy all you can, buy all you can in this range, all right? So sell the house too, sell the house, sell the dogs, the cat, and everything else, sell the nonsense and everything else, and then buy BTC, right? Don't sell the house though, don't sell the house. So guys, let's take a look at the lower degree, okay? So I just want to talk about the 15 minutes time frame, because the 15 minutes was looking good, right, for a possible bounce. If you're looking for a small scalp, you could pay attention to your 15 minutes. It's looking good, right? So why it is looking good, you got your beautiful divergence, right? We got one right there, but we missed it, pump, drop. So we also got a beautiful divergence on the you know, on the hour side. You got your you know, nice setup. So let's see if the bulls, okay, can get away with this one, because it is making a small bull flag on the lower degree, so it can pump back up and retest like a 61 to 62 area, okay. Let's say 60.50 to 61.50 at least for the short term, to get this correction before continuing down, right? On the lower degree, that's what I see. But if you take a look at it like on the 6 hour time frame, 6 hour basically dominating the trend right now. You know, the only thing missing on the 6 hour is like volume. 6 hour, 4 hour, the only thing missing is like volume. I just don't like how the volume is. I'm bearish, but I don't like this. Okay, you guys know I just told you about the volume. Okay, volume decreasing, price decreasing, I don't like it, right? All right, even though I'm looking for a further downside, it could, okay, we could get a small spike, okay, another spike to the upside, mid 6K before dropping. So you just got to keep that in mind. Don't be too bearish, all right? So, but those spikes most of the time give you like a, just like the one we got at 10K. Let's see, I'm gonna show you that one. This one, okay, this the type of spike we got right there. Okay, so it is very bearish, and you can see like since we got the spike, right, we've been trending down. So it is something that we just have to keep in mind. If we got this, you know, if we get the spike, you know, it is just gonna tell us like, oh, we're done. Okay, it is you know, we about to take care of business and then take it to the downside. Okay, take it to the downside, probably get this double bottom, sideways correction, and then take it to the moon, right? So not to the downside, but to the moon, right? So let's take a look at the also on the 6 hour 21 EMA. Basically right now we are trading below it, so that's a good sign. Okay, 6 hour, I talked about it you know, on my previous you know, update. We already got the crossover, but the only piece missing once again is volume. Okay, that's the only piece missing, right? So let's take a look at 4 hour. 4 hour also not looking great. Even though we're dropping, it's not looking great. I'm not very confident with this drop, right? I'm not very confident. Let's see. Let's take a look at on Bitstamp, not on Coinbase. Let's go on Binance, right? So Binance picking up slowly. It's picking up. The volume is picking up slowly though on Binance, but still, you know, it is on a negative slope, right? So let's see. We gotta get a big volume for me to stay very confident about this drop. Otherwise, it's just gonna give us another spike or give us a wave number 5, right? Until we get a big volume, it's not. It has the possibility of giving us a wave number 5. So we just have to keep that in mind. Okay, we just have to keep that in mind. But we're not going to the moon. That's one thing you just have to remember. Even if we spike back up above 7K, it's still we're gonna get this rapid decline afterward, right? Right. So let's take a look at hourly. One thing I like about the hourly time frame is like this bearish crossover we're about to get, right? So you're about to get this bearish crossover on the hourly, and at the same time, right? At the same time, if you take a look at it in terms of retracement from swing low, from swing low 37, swing high 69, 50 range. Let's see. That's not a that's a log scale. Let's check it on the Moon Boy scale. So on the Moon Boy scale, we at 382, right? So that's a regular, you know, fib retracement. We're exactly at 382, and basically 0.786 going to be just about 4,500 range. Okay, and if we drop down to 0.786, that's going to be extremely bearish. I would not be anticipating any further move to the other side, you know, at least for a short term without a confirmation, basically, right? So, but we could look for a you know, a possible support 5K area, or you can look for possible support just about mid 5K, which is like 50% pullback. That's the next area, but we do not have any, you know, any support at mid 5K, right? So, but we got a support just about like 49, okay, 49, and then we could look for 45, okay? So 49 to 45 could possibly handle the price, handle the pressure, at least for the short term, but it could only be like a sideways correction also, right? So, but let's see, because like I said, right, I said it, you know, I said it in my premium member, we're looking for this move, right? We're looking for this move and this rapid move and a possible wedge, okay? So and we talked about this, guys, a few days back, right? So you can see this wedge we got right here, okay? This move we got right there, okay? We're gonna try to make a bigger one, okay? We could, okay, I'm not saying we will, right? I'm not saying we will, but we could make a bigger wedge, right? So let's keep that in mind, right? We could make one right there. So something like this, right? So at least for the short term, that's what I'm anticipating. So basically, like, you know, we could get this move by getting a 3 up, 3 down, and another impulse wave, because overall this is a 3-wave move, right? It is a 3-way move. we could get another 3 wave, which is going to be a double correction and another impulse, right? If BC wants to play it like this, right? If BC wants to play it like this. But if it doesn't, we already got our 3 wave move. So that's one thing we just have to keep in mind. We got the 3 way move. We just don't have to make a more complex correction. It could just decline and then go to the upside afterward, right? So you just have to understand what you're doing. You just don't have to force the trend to basically give you what you're looking for, but you got a possibility of basically you know, getting like multiple you know, setups, right? Selling everything. Hey, what's up? Okay, so we basically talk about the lower degree, the hourly, basically 6 hour, 4 hour, and all that good stuff. So let's take a look at the 3-day chart. 3-day chart, you can see it on Binance, right? You know, this is just telling you like most people basically been accumulating, even though basically BC been dropping. You can see the buying pressure. It doesn't lie. Okay, so I was looking for further numbers, okay, further lower numbers to the downside, but with this buying pressure, guys, we just have to be cautious. A double bottom, another push to the upside is very probable, right? So let's keep that in mind. 3-day chart, one thing you just have to pay attention to, your basically a possible crossover on your MACD, right? Especially on 2 days, okay? Especially on 2 days chart. So pay attention to your basically 2 days chart crossing over. So pay attention to it. Last time we got this crossover, we got a 40% pump. We got this crossover, we got another 6% pump. So let's pay attention to this 2 day chart crossing over at least within the next few days, right? Maybe like in April, right? So April could be a good month, okay? Could be a good month. So let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum got a clear picture of Ethereum similar on the 2 days chart, right? So very good buying pressure, right? Very good buying pressure, right? So let's see if Ethereum gonna give us the next sell-off to the downside. Ethereum looks like more like a bear flag. So Ethereum dropping could break this area of 86, but let's see. Okay, but let's just assume like we're gonna get a double bottom and another push to the upside, right? So at least for the short term, Ethereum are making a sort of bear flag with a good buying volume. So if we were making a bear flag with a low volume, I would be extremely more bearish on Ethereum. Yes, I'm bearish on Ethereum, right? So but this buying pressure is telling me the sell-off might not be that heavy, okay? If like we can find like a, support just about like a $80 to $100 range, even low $100 going to be a good buy for Ethereum if you're anticipating for another push to the upside, right? To even like a retest like the above $200 range. All right, so that's what we're looking for, at least for the short term. And we could get a divergence on the lower degree, could be on the daily. Let's take a look at it. It's going to be hard to get a divergence from Ethereum right now. The only divergence we could possibly get, it is going to be let's take a look at 6 hour. We could get this 6 hour divergence on Ethereum, right? And then basically get the next move to the upside, right? So basically pay attention to your 6 hour time frame. Very important. 6 hour and 4 hour time frame, right? Pay attention to those two. You can even pay attention to your 8 hours, right? But most people don't talk about 8, right? So let's just keep it at 6 and 4. So let's move on to Ripple XRP on Poloniex, right? So XRP not looking great. So it is basically just repeating the same structure over and over again. As you can see for Ripple, right? This structure we got right there. the structure we got. Okay. So that's the same structure we're making over and over again, right? That's our current structure, right? And take a look at the previous structure. Isn't it the same thing? It's the same thing. Okay, it is the same thing, but that's a bad news for BTC, because it means like we could drop low further, right? If XRP is going to be dropping a little further, and you take a look at it again, right? Isn't it the same structure we got in this area? Right? Isn't it the same structure? That's the same structure we got also, right? So let's keep that in mind. Ripple is just basically repeating structure after structure, and that's the same structure we got also right there, right? Just have to see it on a lower degree. That's the same structure we got also right there, right? But at some point, we're not going to be making the same structure over and over and over again. At some point, we're going to get a stop, right? So it has to stop repeating itself, and then we're going to look for a reversal. So let's see if Ripple going to be XRP going to be able to find a support at 13 to 10 cents again, and basically just follow BTC for another push to the upside. If we get this double bottom, it's going to look good, at least for the short term for Ripple. But let's see how Ripple going to be able to do it on the macro scale. Ripple, I talked about it. We basically sitting just about 50% pullback, right? That's a moon boy scale. If you see, if you do it on the moon boy scale, you're not going to be able to see anything, right? So you just have to double click and basically check your your log scale, and then basically you can see it cleanly. So we're doing a good job sitting just above 50% pullback. We don't want to close. We do not want to. It really doesn't matter if we close below it, but we just don't want to basically sell off down to like the next fib area, which is going to be 6 cents, right? And 0.618, it is not something that you want to play with. Most of the time, if we drop down to these areas of 0.618, we tend to see a very violent response from these price areas. Okay, from these price areas, right? So let's keep that in mind. If we drop down to 0.06, Ripple going to be a very good buy, right? And we could look for another push back up to 0.618 also. So this way. So let's see if Ripple going to be able to do it. Okay, so that's going to be a nice move. I don't see us going to like $2 and so on, but according to the chart, 0.786 going to be $1.50. Okay, 0.618 going to be just about 80 cents. So this range of 80 cents to $1.50 going to be a good area to pay attention to, as soon as we drop down to like a 0.06. Okay, I know it is a lot. Most of you guys don't believe it, but Ripple is going to be the new world reserve currency, right? So it is going to be a 2000% gain, right? So let's see if we're going to get it. Back in 2017, nobody believed, myself, right? I was like, oh man, Ripple up to $1. So you can see like nobody believed like Ripple gonna push past like $1, but this sucker went all the way up to $3.60. So do not minimize these prices. Do not get scared because like somebody said Ripple gonna pump to like 80 cents. You be like, oh man, it's impossible. ICX did it, okay? Chainlink did it. Tezos did it. So why don't you think Ripple gonna be able to do it, right? So I mean, you go by the news. I'm going by the chart, right? So I'm just going by the chart. Like it's like when everybody was thinking like Ripple, I mean, BTC gonna go up. They got a valid reason. They said, okay, BTC halving, BTC always go up before the halving and all that good stuff, right? But what happened? I was telling you, the chart is telling me we're gonna drop. So now everybody gonna be like, the world, the world is crashing. BTC cannot go up. We're gonna go up, and then they're gonna be like, we're going to the moon, and then we're gonna crash again, right? So I'm just telling you what I see in front of me. You don't have to go by what I believe in, right? or what I'm saying. I'm just telling you what I see. I'm just telling you what I see, right? So, but like I said, I look at the market differently. I don't look at the market in terms of yes, you know, sometimes I'm a little bit of moon. I got a hidden moon boy, okay, a hidden moon boy, you know, kind of characteristic, okay, but I know how to control it, okay. I know how to control it. I just don't turn moony whenever bits is, you know, pump like a 10%, right? You guys know that, right? So we all need it, okay? We want BC to pump, right? So everybody actually need it, right? Not just you, but every single investor, every single traders want, basically every single trader want BC to pump, right? So, but all of you guys gonna get a second chance. So like I said, you're gonna find very few people, okay, telling you we're gonna pump, okay? Very few. I mean, some people are gonna say, oh, we're gonna go to 8K, but I'm telling you, like a big pump, not like 10%, 20% pump, right? Not 10. I mean, at least, okay, that's what I see, right? That's right. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys believe like we're gonna pump, or do you guys believe like we're just gonna get doomed, right? Most of you guys do not believe we're gonna drop to 1K, but most of you guys don't believe neither we're gonna pump back to 15K. So what do you believe? You think like this is gonna stay at 5K forever? No, it's not. It's not gonna stay 5K forever. So let me know what you think, guys. So Leo in the house, BOZZ in the house, Boz. So let's take a look at the link, okay? Link BTC, as I told you before. So most of you guys are been extremely bullish, and I told you guys, I told you before the sell-off, I told you be careful with link, okay? We're gonna drop down to what, 35,000 to 37,000. Right now we're sitting below my target of 35,000. It is roughly around like a 34,000. So you go out there and you tell me who told you link gonna drop down to 34,000 sats, right? So, and I don't give you these targets when they start dropping. I give you this target before they start dropping. So that's the difference, okay? I don't wait till we get a sell off. I'm giving you a target, right? I'm gonna give you a target before the sell off. Exactly. That's what I told you in this area, and I showed you link and USD. That's why sometimes it is very good to understand the relationship between BTC, you know, alt BTC and alt USD, right? I told you exactly. Okay, this is a we got a possible flat correction right there. Okay, and link was right there when I talked about it, right? Link was just about like 46, and I was like, we can pump like up to like even 50,000 to like a 60,000. Okay, link was, when link hit like a 56,000, and I was like, we're gonna drop back down to 34,000. I mean 35,000 to 37,000. That's exactly what we're doing right now, and we basically even breaking it, but don't be too bearish, okay? We just breaking the support. We're gonna get another push, okay? We're gonna get another push. So at least for the short term, let's take a look at the link USD. So link USD, you know, was amazing analysis. How I hate this chart. Let's take a look at the link. Okay, so link USD, what I told you was like, we got this move to the downside, and link was pumping back up, right? And I was like, we're gonna retest the top. Okay, after we retest the top, we're gonna get this move and a possible what? A possible three-way move and a continuation. That's the setup I was looking for link to do, right? But it did not give us the flat correction. It just brought the brought this area, right? Now it is making a three-way move a three-way move correction. Okay, this is just a three-way move correction. You can see we already got the engulfing structure, so it most likely gonna break this area. Okay, it most likely gonna break the you know, 170 area. Okay, try to find support just about low $1 range. Okay, so let's take a look at it in terms of EMA, see if we can find any moving average. below this area. So the moving average we got is like on the weekly 100 EMA. So let's see if like we're gonna find the support, but most likely, you know, we're gonna, you know, retest it. Okay, most likely we're gonna retest it. And in terms of fib retracement, we got a support exactly at 236, and 0.618 going to be just about like a 60 cents link. Okay, 60 cents. Even if we pump back up, guys, even if we pump back up, we still got this chance. Okay, we got a chance to drop back down to like a 60 cents, right? So be careful, guys. And if you've been following Cent Crypto, you know this structure is extremely bearish. It is a structure you just don't want to play with. Okay, it is a structure you don't want to play with, and at the same time, it is on a weekly basis. So it means like if it fails, right, the drop could be very severe. Okay, could be very, very severe, right? So be careful with link going to the moon and all that good stuff, right? When to sell Teslas? I mean, I don't know if Tesla's gonna go back to $5 anytime soon, right? Anytime soon, right? Let's take a look at Teslas. So give it some time, okay? It's gonna pull back. It's gonna pull back, right? Give it some time, but next support for Teslas roughly around like $1 to right now is at $1.50. So next support going to be 0.618, roughly around like 80 cents to 90 cents, right? So we just got this pullback. We pulled back to 50%, right? $1.20. You guys remember first time I said it is time to buy Teslas was like $1.20. It pumped back up. I was like, it's time to get rid of it. Yeah, now it is, you know, in this range of you know, $1.50. So it is going to be a good buy at 80 cents, right? It is at $1.50 right now, right? It's at $1.50. Most likely $1.10. Okay, $1.10 going to be 50 cents, right? $1.10 going to be just about like a 50% pullback. So 50% pullback all the way down to 80 cents. Going to be a good buy. Okay, $1, basically $1 to. Let me just do this so you guys can see it. Got one, that's $1.12, and then you got 80 cents, right? So accumulation $1.12, 80 cents, right? And then after that, you just have to do this: swing high to swing low, depending where you find you know, your low, depending where your low going to be at, right there, 80 cents, and then you could take it back up to 0.618, which is almost $2, right? So that's going to be a big move, right? From 80 cents to $2, right? That's going to be a big move. Okay, that's not that. Hey, what's up, Hank? Deuces. So hopefully you sold at $5. Okay, when we said it is time to get rid of it a couple of weeks ago, I said it is time to get rid of Tesla. Do not fall for that nonsense, guys. I'm telling you, guys. I'm telling you. So when Tesla's pump like you know, from $1 to $2, most analysts, they're gonna come out and say it is time to what? It is time to buy, right? I'm telling you, get rid of it. Okay, when you get like 2-3 analysts start talking about it, get rid of it. Get rid of it, man, because they don't know what they're talking about. They just pumping it, right? They're not pumping it. They're just saying whatever, right? So we talked about the link. Let's move on to EOS. So I mean, I just don't know, man. Sometimes I just don't get it. I just don't get it, man. So EOS is looking great. So EOS just gotta be able to hold very strong, because I think like if BTC is gonna be going up, EOS is gonna get a very good chance, guys, to push back up and get this correction. Okay, I think EOS can make this correction. So another lower low is very possible. Okay, let's keep that in mind. I don't have time to do a lower degree you know, analysis for EOS, but on the macro scale, let's get this crypto, guys. On the macro scale, let's just hope like it's not gonna drop down to like $1. even if it drops down to $1, we can look for this move. Okay, it can either make a lower low or even retest the top. Okay, so but most probable it is going to make a lower low and just try to follow this trend line. I wouldn't be too greedy if you get this structure, okay, for EOS, right? I wouldn't be too greedy. So, all right, so let's see if EOS can retest like the low dollar range and give us a structure. I don't care about price, I just care about the structure. Okay, whether we drop down to like $1 or like 80 cents or whatever, it really doesn't matter. Okay, I just care about the structure. If we can get this move to 1.27, that's this yellow line, and this red line going to be a 1.41. If we can get a nice bottoming formation within this range, that's going to be a very good setup, right? At least for the short term. At least we could try to get some sort of a channel just like this, or a channel just like this, right? So we draw a parallel line. You can see just by drawing a parallel line, we can definitely look for this move. Okay, I don't think we're gonna go back up, but let's see. Okay, let's see. You must miss the BTC analysis, right? So I'm very cautious with BTC within this range. I'm bearish, but I'm very cautious because the lower degree, I just don't like how the volume is looking like. I just don't like the volume structure on the lower degree. Okay, I just don't like this volume structure, and you can see it on Bybit. We just got a big spike in volume last hour, right? So let's see. But one thing is for sure, right? This is impulse. It kind of gives me confidence to say, okay, that's impulse. And then you got a three-way move, or you can call it a wedge, whatever you want to call it, because it all depends on your. So that's a key word is corrective, right? We got this move. You got your correction, right? And you could easily say, I'm looking for a one-to-one extension, just to look for 50 to 100 one-to-one extension, right? So it is something very possible, right? But a triangle, I don't see a triangle. Okay, let's see. Falling wedge, I don't see a falling wedge neither. You're becoming very moony, right? This is what you're talking about. Maybe this. Yeah, you could say this also. If you're a moon boy, you can do this, okay? Because you're always looking for a reversal pattern, right? So yes, you could say it, okay? You could say it, but at the same time, right? Take a look at the end of your wedge, right? It's still gonna take you roughly around like a 52 to 54. It really doesn't matter how you look at it, right? Are you giving up on ADA? I mean, don't give up. Too soon to give up, buddy. Let's take a look at it on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis, actually. So ADA is in big trouble, right? It is in big trouble. But since we expected, you can see what I was showing you on what. That's the same thing I was just, you randomly talk about ADA, but you take a look at ADA's drop all the way down to like a 0.015, 0.017, and 0.015, 0.017 area is like 1.27 to 1.415 extension. So I was just showing you the same structure on EOS. So I wasn't even paying attention to ADA like about this 1 point penny and a half and nonsense, right? Low prices. But it is a good area to accumulate. It is just telling you you gotta be able to accumulate in this area. Okay, I was expecting this correction back in like a December for EOS, but we did not get it. Okay, we did not get that type of correction. So, but that's a very big extension, guys. This extension started like from November 2018, right? this December 2018, the top of December 2018, right, all the way to March, okay, just current month. So that's a very big correction. And if we find a support within this range, you know, we can get this reversal pattern and then go back up and even retest like a, you know, this top. Okay, we can even go back and retest this top, right? So but it is still going to be very corrective. It is still going to be a correction. So any big move, at least for the short term, any big moves, okay, could be just a correction. Okay, any big move within this range, also we could make something like this, okay, and drop sideways and push back up. But I don't see a bull run. That's what I'm trying to tell you basically, right? Any moves to the upside is just corrective, whether it is impulse or not. You just take it as a correction. Yes, we got moon boy analysis, right? So all right guys, if you guys don't have any question regarding any other alt, let's go back to EOS. I'm just gonna call it a day. It's almost an hour. Okay, so you can see EOS, right? That's what I just showed you on it's the same structure, right? It's the same exact structure, right? And I just told you, like before I took a look at the ADA, I told you, you know, EOS down to 90 cents, right, to like a 70 cents, right? So you know, ADA just did it, so EOS can definitely drop down to these low numbers. Okay, so and don't tell me it's impossible, because we just dropped down from $5 to like $1.40. Okay, so do not tell me it's impossible. And it's just going to give us like 80% drop, which is pretty normal. The ZILLIQA, I think ZILLIQA is still at 60 sats. Take a look at ZIL. It's at 63 sats, right? So still bottoming, so that's a good sign, at least for the short term. It did not break a it's not breaking yet, okay, this support area, so that's a good sign. Okay, so that's a very good sign. So at least for the short, I don't see any structure right now, but it is a strong setup. Let's see if like it can hold very strong and give us another move to the upside. But as of now, that's the only thing I can see. Like we just holding very strong, right? So let's take a look at NEO, because I was studying NEO earlier and I saw something very interesting about NEO. Okay, so NEO, you can see also broke structure. That's not good at all. It is not, even though this is getting like a buying pressure, NEO is getting selling pressure, right? So that's why it is good to understand your analysis. Push to the upside, impulse, corrective, impulse. Okay, we're gonna get another corrective move. Okay, this move could possibly even retest like a 17, but let's see, it could most likely make a lower low. But at some point, NEO, we're gonna get some a correction within the next few weeks. Okay, so, and be careful. I told you guys, be careful when you see like a big analyst, not like Send Crypto, but I'm talking about big analysts talking about this coin is bullish. Stay away from that coin. I'm just telling you, like, guys, if you see, like, I'm not talking about like 1,000 subscriber channel, but I'm talking about like 100,000, 200,000 subscribers channel, basically telling you like this can go to the moon. Just know it's going to the abyss, right? Because I just noticed it. Okay, I just noticed it, like when people talk about like a big coins, it's just like just get doomed, man. I like NEO, but as not like I saw people start talking about it, I was like, let me take a look at my analysis again. And I was correct at the same time, because I got somebody like in the premium group was looking for NEO to pump back up to 13, right? And I was like, get out. Okay, get out. This sucker can dump, right? Get out, right? And I said it like right before the dump, not even like when we dump. And NEO was $12 when I said it. Okay, so NEO was $12. Yes, I was looking for NEO to pump back up, but after that drop, you know, I was like, okay, let's get out. Okay, let's get out. As soon as we broke this structure, I was starting to be bullish, but after we drop back down, you know, I'm very flexible. Okay, as soon as we broke the structure, I was looking for NEO to retest this area of $20, but I'm very flexible. After it failed, you know, I was looking for some lower numbers. But let's take a look at it on a daily basis. Because you can see like the reason why I want to show you NEO is like, you can see the current structure BTC is doing. NEO also got it back in roughly around like 2018, right? This three-way move pullback, we've been making it all over the, you know, all over the place. Okay, we've been making these three-way moves and further drop. Three-way move, further drop, just like a Ripple XRP, right? Three-way move, and drop. Okay, so it could repeat those moves, right? And basically, you know, see like a further drop. It did not even pump that much. It did not even pump that much, but this move is very probable for NEO. Hey, what's up, T-Bag? Okay, do the opposite, guys. Do the opposite. I mean, they were. You don't have to delete it, but you know, they were most likely paid, right? And I can name the few. Okay, when they talk about like this project, I'm gonna go to the moon. Okay, that's a very good project. Blah blah blah. Just be careful. Okay, just be careful, right? Just be careful. Start selling. Basically, it is a good signal to start selling. So if you basically see Sun Crypto shilling any other coins, you better start selling too, right? So if I start talking about XRP going to $100, you better sell your XRP. So I'm just joking, man. I'm just joking. So all right, let's take a look at BTC very quickly, guys. I mean, I get like projects, you know, sending you email talking about like promoting, but sometimes I'm just not comfortable promoting. So, hey, but I promote XRP at any given time. I'm just joking. So BTC, low degree, not looking bad. Okay. I just don't trust this drop, man. I just don't trust it. It has to prove me right, otherwise it has to do it quickly. I just don't like this three-way move correction, right? I just don't like it. It is too corrective. So it is too corrective. And similarly corrective like this. All right, you see the correction we got at low 8200. That's why I'm not comfortable with this correction. Also, I'm not saying it cannot drop, but I'm saying it has to do it quickly, otherwise it is just going to be a correction, and we could get wave number 5. Okay, we could get wave number 5 to the upside before dropping. Basically, it doesn't mean we're going to the moon, but it's just telling you it wants to make another impulse wave up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? So, or you could say also 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? So, but I cannot count it like this because it's gonna throw me off, right? If I count it like this, I'm just gonna have to count 3 and then count this 5, right? So that's gonna be very bullish. So if I count 5, right, well, you know, if we drop 50% of 0.618, I just have to look for 1-to-1, and it could be up to 8,500. That's not bad at all. That's not bad. But it means I just have to count this as a 5 wave. Okay, 3 waves and 5 waves. Okay, that's going to be your A, B, and C correction, right? That's possible. So I'm keeping an eye on this move, right? All right, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, man.